Hello, true art believers. How are you doing today? It's just another day in paradise. I hope you're doing well this fine Saturday. Well. Anyways, so I'm going to be drawing from George Bridgman's Constructive Anatomy book for about 10 minutes. If you haven't figured it out by now, this is a very short. These are like very short little vlogs, little bitty drawing vlogs where I kind of do a little bit of drawing, get some drawing in, and then part my ways for the day. I tell you what I did wrong here is I didn't give enough area here I noticed that I didn't give enough of area here, and I've made this finger too big, etc. So you don't have enough room for all these other fingers here. I made this too big. So I'm learning things when I do these studies. So that's fine. That's all fine and dandy. So I think I want to talk about a few things. We're gonna figure it out as we go along. But I think what I want to talk about today is when I was doing my live today. I came across something when I was talking during my live, and it kind of struck a chord with me a little bit. And that is, it's hard to be inspired, or it's hard to feel like it's hard to like feel motivated and inspired to do artwork for me when I set a time frame or a time frame for creating art. So me personally right now, I do my live streams and my videos early mid morning to around noon, and I'm finding that I don't really feel like motivated to draw. I don't really feel inspired or like at all energetic about it, like really like gung ho about it, like, oh yeah, this is awesome. No, I'm more like, oh, okay, this is where I do my drawing thing. And I think the reason why is I've scheduled my life, or scheduled my week, or created a daily schedule where I do things, creative things, in a time frame. And in my experience, and with many artist experiences, I think a lot of artists will probably espouse this. In my experience, being creative is not it's more organic and less like regimented. There's you can't just set a time frame for it. And I feel that because I've allocated time to draw, I feel that now that I have that's my time that I draw. I feel like now it's more like, okay, this is just another day in paradise where this is what I do now. I draw at this time, and I'm feeling less inclined to do it. Well, not like less inclined to do it. Like, I still do it. I still do what I intended on doing, but I almost don't enjoy it as much. And I was talking about how when you're younger, back in the day, you had the time to like sit back and relax and like ponder about things and think about things and muse and you had the time to like relax for a minute, and then there would be this moment where like, hey, I'm feeling the motivation, or feel like I feel inspired, And I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this well, because inspiration really doesn't get you, it doesn't propel you towards your drawing or towards your art. Labor propels you towards your art, propels you towards the act of being creative. And you have to give yourself more opportunities to do that. And so in order for me to give myself more opportunities to create and be more creative and to think and to improve my skill set, I allocate a time to do a live stream. I allocate a time to do a video where I draw and talk. But what I'm finding for me personally right now, it feels rather limiting. It really does feel like it starts feeling like it's a job more so than like, hey, this is a thing that I enjoy. And that's a hard thing to kind of accept sometimes, that in order to do things that you love, you might have to, at certain times in your life, put it on a schedule. You might have to draw at a time that you're not really, that is not the best time for you to draw. I think for me, I've always said this, I feel like noon to like 3 would always be a good time for me to draw. It feels like peak drawing time for me. And the reason why is because it just feels like I've gotten I've had my breakfast, I've had lunch, I've probably got a lot of my things that I needed done already by that time, and I can kind of sit back and focus on my own work. But unfortunately, I just don't have from noon to 3. I just don't have it. Like, yes, I do have it, but I don't. I think parents would understand that. If you're a parent, you understand the idea. Like, oh yeah, like, why don't you have that time to do what you want to do? Like, well, it's easy. Be a parent. There you go. There's your answer. Right? So that there's some limitations there. And so I find that because I'm allocating time to create, I don't feel as I'm not as motivated, and maybe that's natural. Maybe that's just natural. Maybe there's a lot of creatives and artists that feel the same way when they're doing their craft. Maybe they are doing the same thing. Maybe they are sitting down at a certain time to draw, paint, write, create music, whatever it is, and they're finding that even though they set aside time in their day to do that time of day is not the best time to do it, but they don't have any other choice, so they do it, right? So maybe that's just how it is, and at this point, I'm okay with that, and I will go with it, and then maybe I always say this in my lives and on a lot of my videos. Maybe in the future, that would change, and I think I say that because it's like a way of saying, hey, I think I could open up some opportunities in my life that will allow me the luxury of being able to draw at a time that's more convenient, or more of a time that I feel that I'd function better. I'd like to draw. I really do think that 12 to 3 is like my peak time. That's what it felt like. It just feels like the best time. That's when I think that's when I'm getting that afternoon boost, and then around 3 o'clock I start getting drowsy and tired, probably because I had like some carbohydrates and or whatever. I had a lot of sugars. I don't know. Anyways, it's at 9:20. We're coming up on the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you liked what you watched or liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe. And have a wonderful day. Cheers.